Today we are going to make rocket. So let's start. First let me turn on the screencast keys. Now select the cube and delete it. Go to front view. We'll add the sphere. Shift A, mesh and UV sphere. We'll scale this sphere to the Z axis as Z. Now we want this little thin, so we will scale it to Y and X axis, not on the Z axis. For that, S, Shift and Z. So it will not change the Z axis. Now go to edit mode by pressing tab. Press 3 for the face mode and select the lower faces and delete it. X faces. Now we need little narrow on the bottom part. So press 2 for the edge mode. Select the edge, whole edge. For that, Alt and click on that. So you can select the whole edge. Now press O and press S, Shift Z. Now we want circle here. So select the object, press Ctrl A and all transforms. Now tab for the edit mode. We'll add the edge loop here. Ctrl R. Face mode by pressing 3. And select the face. And right click, loop tools, circle and uncheck the flatten. Now select all these faces. Press Shift D to duplicate. And press P to separate those faces and press selection. Now we have this circle separate. So hide this circle as of now. Now select these faces. Press I to insert and extrude it inside. E and drag it inside. So it looks like a window. Now select this faces, Alt and click, and we'll extrude it little bit outside. E and drag. Now unhide this face scale it down. For this faces, pointer is here, so select the right click and set origin to geometry. So now we get here origin. Now S and scale down. Select all by pressing L, press I and scale down. Now we want one window here. Press tab and we'll add the edge loop here and here, and we'll add here also. Now press 3 for the face mode. We'll duplicate all these faces, Shift D, P and selection. Now we have this separate. Now press I and insert, and again we'll extrude it inside, E and extrude inside. Now select all this, press E and extrude outside. Now unhide this faces, select that and we'll set the origin at the geometry. Right click, set origin to geometry. Now we'll scale it down, S, and scale it down. Edit mode, select all faces by pressing L and insert little bit. And we'll bring it little forward. Go to edit mode and we'll add the edge loop here. Control R and press. So this is not the straight. So S Z 0. So we'll get the straight edge loop. Now the same way we'll add one edge loop here. Control R, select this and this one. Now Control B, Shift D to duplicate those, press P to separate and press selection. Now we have these two loops. Now press tab select whole loop, press L. Now we want to extrude these faces. So press Alt E and extrude faces along normals. Click that. Now press S and scale it out. Now we have extruded faces. Now press Tab. Now let's create the bottom part. Shift A, mesh and cylinder. Scale it down. Bring it down. Select the top edge and scale down. Now add one edge loop. Press 2 times G and bring it down. Now select all these faces. Shift D to duplicate. P and selection to separate. Now we have the separate ring. Now go to edit mode and press L to select the whole ring and we'll extrude it. ES. Now again we'll add the edge loop, Ctrl R, 2 times G and bring it down. Select these faces, press S, we'll extrude it, press E and S, little bit. Now let's make the top part. Select the object, edit mode, press 1 for the vertex mode, select the vertex, press X to delete X and vertices. Now press 2 for the edge mode, select the edge, Alt and click. And now press F to fill. Now we'll duplicate this face. Select the face, Shift D, press P to separate it out and press selection. Now we have this separate face. Select the rocket. Now go to edit mode and select the face and press I. we'll make little narrow here. Press O and S. Now unhide this face. Select that, press tab, press 3. Now we'll extrude it up. Press I, insert. One more time I and it set. Now press E and extrude up and scale down and make it pointed. Now go to modifier panel and we'll give the bevel modifier. Before that, select the object and press slash for the isolation. Now select this face and I. We'll scale it down. Now press again slash to bring the object back. Now let's see how does it look. I think it is correct. Now shift A, mesh and UV sphere. Scale down and bring it up. And we'll put on the top of that. Now we will make wings of the rocket. Shift A, curve, and we'll add the circle. Rotate it 90 degree at x-axis. Shift it here. Press tab for the edit mode. We'll move this up. Now we'll give the shape of the wing. It looks like a wing only. Yes. And now select the curve. Go to object data properties. Go to geometry and we'll extrude it. So here you can see the extrude. We'll reduce the width. Now we want to fill this. For that, select the 2D and fill mode is both, so it fills both the side. Now reduce the resolution. We'll make it 2 and we'll bevel the edges. I think this much is okay. we will copy this, Shift D, and we'll hide that one. Now bring it down, scale it down. Now I want holes in this one, as it is a curve, so we don't have a Boolean modifier here, so we will convert this curve in a mesh. So select the curve, go to object and convert it to mesh. So now if you press tab, you can see the mesh. Now Shift A, mesh and cylinder, rotate it to 90 degree, scale down, Shift D, and one more here, scale it down. Okay. Now select the mesh, go to modifiers, select the Boolean and select the object. Now hide this object, we get a hole here. For this also we'll do the same thing. We'll duplicate this modifier and here we will select this object and hide it. So now we have the wing like this. Now this is correct. Now we will make the copy of this and move it here. So if anything goes wrong, we can use that one. And now here we will apply the Boolean modifiers. Shift S and cursor to word origin, and now select this cursor, right click and set origin to 3D cursor. Now we will need 3 wings, so we'll divide it 360 by 3, so we'll rotate it 120 degree. So select this, Shift D, R, 1 to 0, again Shift D, R, 1 to 0. Now we have 3 wings. Select all 3 and definitely we don't want like this, so select all 3 and rotate, adjust it. So still it is not. Now this is correct. Now we will apply the shade smooth. Select the object, right click and shade smooth. So here it looks like this. For that, go to object data properties and go to normals and check auto smooth. Now select this object. So now we did the shade smooth to all. In this rocket, we can see this circle is little bit angular and everything is smooth. So let's do something for this one. We'll apply the subdivision surface modifier. So go to modifier and select the subdivision surface. Now if we do the subdivision surface, then it doesn't look like a ring. So let's do something. So we need to add edge loop here. So it will look correct. But if we add the edge loop around this circle, we need to add the edge loop. But here the geometry is different, so we are not able to add the edge loop around the circle. So for that, we'll do select this all edge loops, front mode, and now we'll extrude this edge ES and we'll extrude it little bit, this much. And now do the modifier. Now it looks little better. We'll increase the level view to 2. Now let's add edge loops here. Now it looks proper circle. Select this and we'll scale it down little bit. Yes, now it is correct. Now let's adjust this one. The same problem here also, so let's try to add the loop. But we need the outside. See, here we can add the loop all around. Now this one looks correct. Now let's make screw for this. So Shift A, mesh and UV sphere. Rotate it to 90 degree. Make the segment slow. Now delete these faces, X and face. Scale it down. Now let's adjust this origin to geometry. Rotate it little bit and adjust. Now we want this screw all around this ring, so we'll use the array modifier. Select the screw, go to modifiers and select the array. Now we want 20 screws, so in the count enter 20. Uncheck the relative offset. Now we will add one empty. Shift A, empty and arrows. We'll give the name to it arrow. Now again select the screw, select object offset, and now select the object, or you can just select from here the arrow. Now select screw and Control A and all transforms, and for the arrow also Control A, all transforms. Now we can see that all screws are here. How we rotate, screws also will rotate. But we want the screws at equal distance. So we have 20. So 360 by 20 means 18 degree we will rotate this arrow. and now R Z 18. Now we can see all screws are all around the ring. The same way we'll put here also. We'll copy this one, Shift D and copy. We'll remove the array modifier. Let's adjust the screw here. Set origin to geometry and we'll adjust the screw. Now let's set the origin. Shift S or cursor to word origin, and now right click and jump origin to 3D cursor. Now the origin of this object is at the 3D cursor. Now we will add one more arrow. For this, Shift A, empty and arrow. We'll give this name arrow 2. Select the screw, add the array modifier, enter the count 20. Do Ctrl A and all transforms for the screw and select the arrow and Ctrl A all transforms. Now select the screw and uncheck relative offset. Check the object offset and from here select the arrow 2. And now RZ18. And here also we got the screws at equal distance. Now we'll add the background plane. Shift A, mesh and plane. Scale it wide. And adjust it. Edit mode. Select the background. Select this edge and extrude it up. EZ. Now select the edge and Ctrl B and bevel it. Now right click and shade smooth. Now let's set the camera. Select the camera. Definitely we do not want this view, so press N, go to view and check camera to view, and now we'll adjust the view. check this. Now let's move the plane, scale it to SX. Now let's give the material. Now let's set the light. Make this is area light. Let's delete this one and we'll add the new light. Shift A, light and area. Bring it to top. Z, make it render. Increase the power of the light. Increase the size of the light. And we'll adjust it. light and camera are set. Now we'll set the render settings. Go to render properties, select the EV, check the ambient occlusion, check the bloom, and check the screen space reflection and refraction also. Now let's render. Go to render tab and render image. And the render is done. Let's save the image. Go to image, save as, select the JPG, and save as image.